We live in a time where almost everyone is trying to prove something: their value, their correctness, their importance. They explain, over-explain, and sometimes even beg just to be noticed. But the Stoic doesn't live that way. A Stoic never begs for attention or chases validation. He doesn't need to explain himself to the world, because he knows one simple truth: silence is power. Most people, when they feel hurt, rejected, or misunderstood, react with desperation. They rush to fix things. They chase. They try to explain themselves to people who have already made up their minds not to understand. That's not courage. That's weakness pretending to be strength. You call someone, they don't answer, so you call again. You text again. You write a long message, hoping they'll see your worth. But the reality is this: the more you explain, the more you beg, the more power you hand away. And that is the opposite of Stoicism. The great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, mastered silence, not because they didn't feel, but because they understood a timeless truth. The more we value what lies outside our control, the less control we truly have. Epictetus: when you chase someone's attention or crave their understanding, you surrender control. You're saying, my peace depends on your response. But that isn't peace, that's captivity. True strength is when someone disrespects you, and you simply walk away without a word. Not out of ego, but because your dignity doesn't need to shout. It doesn't chase. It doesn't explain. It simply detaches. Silence isn't emptiness. It's discipline. It's self-respect. It's inner steadiness that says, I don't need to be heard by you to know my own voice. And that silence, it unsettles people. Because when you no longer react, they lose the power they thought they held over you. So today, we're exploring the kind of silence that creates strength, not weakness. The silence that turns absence into presence and calm into command. We'll uncover 6 Stoic truths, 6 reasons why silence is a real superpower, and why those who practice it never chase, never beg, and never explain. If you're tired of overgiving, if you've ever been misunderstood, if you've chased someone who walked away, this is your moment to reset. Let this be the reminder you didn't know you needed. Before we begin, do one simple thing. Like this video if it resonates so far. Comment your thoughts and affirmations as we go. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe for more Stoic growth lessons. And remember, one single idea from this video could change the way you carry yourself forever. Drop this in the comments. My silence is my power. 1. Silence makes them feel your absence, not just hear your words. Have you noticed the strange paradox of silence? When you stop explaining, when you stop chasing, people start paying attention. Silence doesn't push, it pulls. Think back to the last time you were hurt, ghosted, or dismissed. Your first instinct was probably to defend yourself, to speak, to fix, to prove. But here's the truth. The more you talk, the less they listen. The more you chase, the faster they run. The more you explain, the cheaper your words become. But when you go silent, really silent, they start to feel your absence more than they ever valued your presence. He who does not understand your silence will probably not understand your words. Elbert Hubbard. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Silence can disturb the soul in ways noise never can. When you go quiet toward someone who expected you to beg, when you withdraw instead of reacting, you hold up a mirror. Your silence says, I saw what you did. I felt how you treated me, but I respect myself too much to explain it to you. That's not ego, it's clarity. If they cared, they'd ask, If they respected you, they'd reach out. If they were emotionally mature, they wouldn't need a long message to recognize your worth. So you stay silent. And in that silence, you reclaim every bit of power you once gave away. You stop wasting energy trying to be understood by people who don't even understand themselves. You stop trying to heal through endless conversations, because some wounds close only in silence. And yes, your silence will trigger people. It will confuse them. It will make them ask, why aren't they reacting? Why no response? Did they stop caring? That's when the power shifts. Because silence says one thing that can't be ignored. I no longer owe you an explanation. 2. When you stay silent, truth speaks louder. The world is filled with noise. Everyone's talking, posting, and projecting, but very few are truly listening. Silence, however, teaches you to listen, not to the world, but to yourself. When people feel hurt, betrayed, or confused, their first reaction is to reach outward. They call friends for advice, scroll endlessly through social media, or try to get answers from the very person who caused the pain, hoping that one more conversation will fix what was already broken. But the Stoic takes a different path. He chooses silence, not because he feels nothing, but because he understands that real answers never come from noise. They rise from stillness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." When you truly go silent, the mind settles. And when the mind settles, truth begins to surface. You start to hear the quiet realizations you once ignored. They never respected me. I just refused to see it. I'm not angry they left. I'm angry that I stayed. I don't need closure. I need peace. These insights don't arrive in conversations or texts. They appear in the quiet moments when you stop explaining and start listening. Silence creates distance between your emotions and your values. Because when you're hurt, emotions shout. Chase them. Explain yourself. Prove your worth. But your values whisper. Protect your dignity. Guard your peace. Let go. That's why the Stoics didn't react quickly. They practiced sacred stillness, the pause before the storm. They knew decisions made in noise are decisions made in weakness. Modern society teaches the opposite. Speak your mind. Stand up for yourself. Don't let anyone disrespect you. But here's the truth. You don't earn respect by reacting louder. You earn it by staying grounded while everyone else loses control. Silence has a strange power it reveals. The quieter you are, the more clearly you see people. You don't need to ask, do they care? Their actions will tell you. You don't have to beg for clarity. Truth surfaces naturally when you stop forcing it. You move from reacting to responding, from noise to purpose. Silence isn't passive. It's intentional. It's focus. It's the doorway to inner wisdom that most people never step through. So when you're unsure, when emotions cloud your thoughts, or when confusion feels heavy, stop. Don't act. Be still. The answers you're searching for aren't outside of you. You'll find them in silence. 3. Begging for closure is a form of self-betrayal. Let's talk about something few people admit. Chasing closure often brings more pain, not peace. We all crave it. That final explanation, that last honest talk, the ending that makes sense. But here's the hard truth. If someone truly valued you, you wouldn't have to beg for closure. They'd offer it with respect. And if they don't, then your silence is your closure. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." That's exactly how it applies here. When you stop chasing explanations and start living your values, you stop giving others control over your healing. The pain is real, yes, but needing them to explain why they hurt you, that's surrendering your peace to the very person who broke it. Here's the cycle. They hurt you. You demand answers. They avoid or dismiss you. You feel worse. And the cycle repeats until you finally realize closure was never theirs to give. It was yours to claim. Because when you stay silent and walk away, you're not giving up. You're taking back your power. It's tempting to think, if I just tell them how I feel, maybe they'll finally understand. But what really happens is this. You end up pouring your heart out to someone who's already made peace with hurting you. You explain yourself to someone who's already moved on. You waste energy hoping for a version of them that doesn't exist. That's not closure. That's self-abandonment. The Stoics knew this well. Emotions cloud judgment, especially when ego is involved. You want to be seen as the good one. You want them to finally understand your pain. But chasing that validation only delays your growth. Real closure sounds like this. What they gave me was all they were capable of giving. No amount of explanation will make them more kind, more loving, or more honest. I accept that, and I release it. That's where your strength returns. Because you finally stop waiting for someone else to close a chapter that you were always capable of ending. The people who hurt you don't need to understand your worth. You do. The ones who left don't need to say goodbye. Your silence already said it. Those who ghosted you don't deserve another chance. Your absence is their answer. So stop drafting that message. Stop rehearsing that perfect speech. Stop chasing closure in people who were never open to understanding you. Go silent, and in that silence, let your self-respect breathe again. Number 4, silence exposes what words try to hide. When you go silent, something powerful happens. Masks fall off. Words can be beautiful, but they can also deceive. People say what sounds right. They say what they think you want to hear. They use justifications, excuses, and apologies like smokescreens. But silence doesn't lie. What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't judge people by their apologies. They judged them by their patterns. And the best way to see someone's pattern is to stop talking and simply watch. Silence is not passive, it's observant. When you stop explaining yourself, you create space. And in that space, people reveal who they truly are. The one who respects you will miss your absence and reach out with honesty. The one who only used you will disappear because you no longer serve their need. And the one who manipulated you will grow angry, not because you wronged them, but because they lost control. Words can build illusions. Silence reveals reality. You don't need confrontation. You don't need to test them. Just step back. Withdraw your words. Then see who checks in when you're quiet. Who disappears when you stop giving? Who gets frustrated when they can't provoke a reaction? That's the truth, and it's raw. Sometimes, silence cuts deeper than 1,000 confrontations. Because words can be debated, but your absence cannot be ignored. When you stay quiet, you stop feeding their illusion. You stop playing their emotional games. You stop pretending that their words mean more than their actions, and that silence brings clarity. You stop needing explanations because you finally trust patterns over promises. You believe energy over words. You start valuing what's real over what's spoken. That's Stoicism. Not cold, but clear. Not distant, but discerning. Not emotionless, but emotionally disciplined. So next time someone tries to talk their way back into your life, don't rush to respond. Observe, go silent, and let the truth reveal itself without a single word. Number 5. Not explaining yourself is the highest form of confidence. Let's be honest, being misunderstood hurts. You want to defend yourself. You want to say, "That's not who I am." But the Stoic doesn't chase understanding from others. He seeks understanding within himself. Why? Because explaining yourself to people who've already made up their minds isn't strength, it's fear. Fear of being misjudged. Don't waste what remains of your life speculating about your neighbors unless it benefits both of you. Marcus Aurelius. Every time you try to convince someone of your worth, your goodness, or your loyalty, you give away your most valuable resource, your peace. That's not power. That's insecurity, disguised as communication. The person who doesn't explain himself isn't arrogant. He's anchored. His intentions are clean. His actions are aligned. He no longer needs to translate his value to people who don't care to understand it. This level of detachment isn't easy. You'll be called cold. You'll be labeled selfish. You'll lose people who once felt close to you. But remember this, losing people who never truly saw you isn't a loss. It's alignment. Here's the truth most avoid. Most people don't want to understand you. They want to control how others see you. And when your silence breaks their illusion, they call it arrogance, when it's actually freedom. When you stop explaining, your energy shifts. You stop defending your peace. You stop apologizing for your distance. You stop trying to make others comfortable at the expense of your calm. You simply act, and those meant for you will understand your silence without needing subtitles. This kind of stillness makes manipulators disappear. It makes users lose interest. But the ones who remain, they respect you because they know you won't lower your value to fit their misunderstanding. That's Stoic silence. Not loud, not desperate, not theatrical, just calm, rooted, unshakable. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace. You don't need to convince anyone your boundaries are valid. You don't need to speak your worth into rooms where your silence already said it all. Number 6. Your detachment in silence is what teaches the real lesson. There's something uniquely powerful about a person who walks away, not in anger, not in drama, but in quiet detachment. You don't slam the door. You don't send one last emotional message. You simply leave. And in that silence, you teach a lesson no words ever could. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. That quote reminds us of a quiet truth. Real suffering begins when the mind starts replaying silence. When you stop responding, they're left alone with their thoughts, their guilt, their memories, and the echo of your absence. Your silence says, "I no longer need to prove myself to you. I will not stay where I am not respected. I've realized that peace is more valuable than connection." Most people don't know how to handle that kind of energy. They're used to people who react, who chase, who beg for closure. They expect breakdowns, explanations, emotional fireworks. But when you go silent, you break the pattern. You exit the stage with dignity, and that silence forces them to confront themselves. They expect you to fight for their attention. They expect you to come back. They expect your energy to revolve around their validation, but you don't. And that's what scares them most. Because suddenly, they realize they no longer have access to your peace. They no longer have control over your emotions. They never imagined you'd actually walk away. That's when the lesson begins. People don't learn through words. They learn through distance. They don't change when you demand, "Respect me." They change, if ever, when your absence shows them what they took for granted. And if they don't change, that's okay too. Because the lesson wasn't really for them. It was for you. You learned that peace doesn't need permission. You learned that not everyone deserves an explanation. You learned that silence isn't just strength, it's healing. When you detach in silence, you stop bleeding in front of those who never cared to understand pain. You stop explaining storms to people who've only ever lived indoors. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care too deeply about your own soul to keep it in places where it's being neglected. That's why the Stoics didn't chase justice or validation. They let silence speak for them. You don't have to say, "I'm done." You can simply be done. That's real power. And it terrifies those who once thought they had control over you. So don't fear detachment. Embrace it. Go quiet. And let them sit in the space where your voice used to be. If you've made it this far, you already feel it. That shift inside you, that calm realization of something you've always known. You don't have to chase to be worthy. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You don't have to explain to be understood. You don't have to destroy your peace to keep someone comfortable. That's Stoicism. It's not about coldness. It's about clarity. Not about detachment from love, but detachment from chaos. The Stoics taught us something timeless. Silence is not weakness. It's control. It's the refusal to waste energy on what's beneath you. It's the confidence to know that your presence has power, even when it's gone. And yes, there will be moments when your emotions want to take over, when you'll feel the urge to explain, to defend, to prove. But remember, your silence might not win the argument, yet it will win yourself back. Because every time you choose not to react, you build inner peace. Every time you walk away quietly, you build self-worth. Every time you protect your dignity, you strengthen the kind of power that can't be stolen. And if there's one truth to carry from this entire video, it's this. Let your silence be your final word, not out of ego, not out of spite, but out of deep, unshakable self-respect. If this message touched your heart, like the video, share it with someone ready to grow, and in the comments, write this final affirmation: my silence is my last word, and my most powerful one.